Have onion and garlic here. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Alyn. Welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks. We have a great show for you today. We're going to show you how to make a spicy lentil soup in literally minutes and let it simmer on your stove. I'm really excited about this. Um, I have to say, we've been off for a couple weeks, and don't get the flu. It's a terrible one. All right. This is Mark Alyn Cooks. We'll be back with our guest in just a couple moments. Hi, and welcome to our show. We're going to make a vegan uh, uh, dish today that should take, I guess, work time maybe 15 minutes. We're going to go to Los Angeles. We're going to bring in our brand new friend, uh, uh, Gwen Kenneally. She is a chef and director of the Edible Schoolyard at Larchmont School in Los Angeles. Gwen, welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks.
Hello, Mark.
How are you today?
I'm awesome today.
Oh, that's good. We usually start with a toast of some kind of adult beverage. And frankly, you remembered, but I didn't. So I grabbed something out of my refrigerator, and I think we should toast. Let's toast to no more hunger and peace in the world. How does that sound?
Amen.
Okay, Skull.
Cheers. Gold.
And I'm drinking beer.
And I'm drinking this lovely wine that I found in the trip to Paris. It's a Coteron. And it's
Mm,
got this gorgeous little cap that just comes right off, and then you can save it
wow.
for
What
other
uh,
things.
what it looks like a rosé. The
It is
wine.
a rosé.
Rosé. Do you?
And
I
it's got a
remember.
rose on the bottom of the bottle.
Oh my, a
The
real
pipe.
rose, a real rosé. I remember when I started drinking wine, I would drink a lot of rosés, and then I was producing at a local radio station. The host took me out for dinner at like I don't know 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was, and I ordered a glass of rosé. He said no, he didn't. He says to the waiter, he wants a cab,
Wow.
right? And so he started training my palate. Neil Gray says hello from the San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you very much. And he is toasting us with love. Thank you. And for
Oh,
the
thank
holiday
you.
season,
So
this is a
kind.
perfect dish because even though it was 83 degrees yesterday, wasn't it great? What, Gwen?
Oh, it's amazing. We have the best weather in the world, I swear.
Oh, we do. But today it was, I don't even think it made 70 out here in Ventura County. Well, I'm gonna ask you some questions and do a little work at the same time. Um,
Okie
I'm
dokie.
st- I'm starting. I've already uh, we've already minced a couple of garlic cloves. I'm gonna chop an onion. We'll see if I cry. I have questions for you about onions. I always buy sweet onions. This is not a sweet onion. It's just not. Um, by the way, you can see, I should hold this up. Let me hold this up real quick. Um, this is Gwen's new book. We forgot to mention the Plantastic Cookbook. It's great. There are how many recipes?
Well, close to 100.
Close to 100 recipes, and I saw it this morning on Amazon. So it's really easy, and this is a great gift for your foodie or chef or cook in your family. So you can get it. I'll put that back here. Anyway, onions. Do you? I love Vidalia sweet onions. You can't get them all the time, and this says it's a sweet onion, but the onion is lying to me. Have you noticed that? Have you
I
noticed
don't
that?
know. I think, well, I think sweet onions are seasonal. I think they're a little more spring, and so maybe they're growing them in the not idyllic climate.
Yeah, we have some. I have some friends who live in uh, Atlanta, in Georgia, and they can get them longer. They have a longer season than we do. Um,
Right.
we will have the recipe for this, by the way, with Gwen's permission, up
Of
uh,
course.
uh, in the next day or two on YouTube, if you're watching. I'm really impressed with Neil Grace. He got into our show easily, and that was very good. So I'm chopping these. I'm making them a rough cut. Should they be fine or?
Well, I do them a little more. This is really kind of a dump soup that you just put in and it cooks and does its thing. Sometimes, if you do a soup that you puree, the bigger cuts are fine, but
This was a large, rather large onion. So let me. Um, we've cut the recipe in half because it's just Carol and me. And every
I think
week
it
when we
serves
make our,
eight.
I'm sorry.
I think it serves eight,
Oh,
six or
okay.
eight. But soups are always great to throw in your freezer because you have them, and then and then you they're just great to have on hand. If you're feeling a little under the weather and you want a little soup, you just go to your freezer and you know.
Right. So I'm going to take another sip of beer because my eyes are tearing from this sweet onion. Um, you told me the other day you prepare 700 meals a day, 5 days a
Well,
week?
I prepare 700 lunches a day
Oh,
and
lunches.
about 300 breakfasts a day. So we're a little bit closer to 1,000 meals a day. But yes, we do 700 scratch lunches every day.
I get, I'm exhausted doing 2 meals a day. Wow.
Well, I also have an awesome team, so that helps tremendously. I'm not doing it alone for sure.
And you also do catering yourself.
I do catering, yes, I do. I was a caterer before the pandemic full time, and then I came into uh, this opportunity opened itself, and so I was just super excited to take it on and work with kids and work with Alice Waters, and it's just been an extraordinary experience.
Who eats those lunches? Not you, Neil. Kids. Kids.
Kids.
Kids.
But we don't really believe in kid food. We believe in food. That food is food, and so while we try and keep things that we know the kids will like, they're eating things like today was pasta bolognese, and they have turkey meatballs with a Mediterranean flair, and then they have Greek salad one day, and they have tomorrow Caesar salad with chicken. And then Friday we're doing Stone Soup, which is based on the book Stone Soup, where everybody in the school community, all of the children participated in creating, peeling the carrots and pulling the thyme and taking care of stuff so that we could, all enjoy the Stone Soup. So when they have lunch on Friday, all together we build a big community table outside. Then they've helped participate in making the lunch, which is
And,
really
and,
just
and
amazing.
we'll have to talk about the gardening too. We'll talk about
Yes,
that.
exactly. We have a beautiful
So
garden here.
back here at our stovetop, I'm going to put in some olive oil. I'm being generous because we're at the end of this bottle, and I can't wait to try the new bottle of olive oil. Um, I've got the garlic here. Now, this is we love garlic, and Gwen, I think you said the same thing just
Never
before we
have too
started,
much garlic.
right?
Absolutely.
Never enough garlic. And so we've got 3 cloves of garlic here that you can see, and I've crushed them. Well, to be honest, Carol crushed them, and so I want to give credit where credit is due. All right, so we're going to let that heat up a little bit. Whoop. Um, we have a small garden. It's fallow right now. There's nothing growing. I've got to figure out what I can grow in there. But do the kids at the school grow things throughout the year?
They do. They just planted the winter garden, and then in the spring they'll plant the spring garden, and it's such a great learning tool for them to come and grow. And then we have a smaller garden, so we can't really use the food from the garden for the lunches, but we use them for cooking class. And then I get to use, they can grow something, and then I get to incorporate it into a lunch. So it's really great.
Denise Anderson is saying that she loves the fact that we're doing a lot of garlic because, um, let's see, she loves a kitchen that's not afraid of garlic as they are at her house. So
Right.
that is good to know. Denise, nice to hear from you. Okay, I'm going to move this around just a little bit. And I'm going to put the garlic in first. Can you? There is nothing better than the smell of garlic and olive oil.
The best.
Um, in my cooking, for the most part, we use organic products. How about you and at the school?
Absolutely. I am striving for 100% organic, and right now we do mostly organic. We work with the farmers market. We work mainly with the West Hollywood farmers market at this point because it's a few blocks from the school, but we also have farmers from all over Southern California that deliver produce and vegetables and fruit. And the kids love it because the farmers come onto campus with crates of fruits, and the kids get to talk to the farmers, and it's really exciting. And they get to see that we're not just going to, a store and buying just anything for them. We're buying fresh from the farm fruits and vegetables, and it's really great.
So I just chopped the onions, and Carol, you could show this again. Um, I just chopped these, right?
Yes,
In
exactly.
restaurants today, they will buy a bag or a huge bag of pre-chopped onions. I don't think they
Yeah,
taste as
the
good.
flavor's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And there's so many great tools now. We have a RoboCoop, which is a wonderful, super high-end Cuisinart or food processor. And there's so many tools. There's no need to buy these. It's also laced with some chemicals to keep it from getting rotten. So pre-cut vegetables are not a great idea, especially in the onion family.
I'm going to move the onions around and the garlic. By the way, this has been the hardest part of this recipe. Um, it's really, really easy. Going to add just a touch more of the olive oil. And I think I've got the heat up. Now, even though we're talking about kids' lunches and stuff, and I think I explained this to Gwen the other day, our show is for you at home who may be sitting on your tush watching TV, and that's fine. I sit on my tush and make TV. But what we try to encourage you to do is to get up and get into the kitchen. The kitchen is not a place to stack empty pizza boxes. Gwen, what do you think?
Oh, totally. I mean, to me, it's finding the joy in cooking. I love to cook for my family and friends. I love, just to find the joy, to find a recipe.
She muted herself. Gwen, we need you to come back. Technology. Let me know when she comes back. I don't think you can unmute her. No. Oh, yeah. Try it. No. Gwen, you come back. We need you, Gwen. Okay, my onions over here, if you can see, are almost translucent. I'm sorry, Carol? She may sign in again. You'll see it. There you go. Yay! And bring her in. There.
Sorry, I got a
Technology.
phone call.
Okay.
It
The
knocked
rule.
me right
The,
off there.
the rule is don't touch your iPhone when you're on camera.
So how do I stop people from calling?
Oh, just let them go. It's it. Yeah.
That's what happened.
We should have talked about that
Yeah.
before. You turn your cellular off. Okay, here we go. Um,
Okay.
Take a look at my onions and my garlic, and
Looks good. It's getting translucent. It looks really good. I let it go a little bit longer, but you're getting
okay.
close.
Well, if we're going to let it go for a little bit longer, put us both up, please. And we should have another drink.
Oh, okay. Twist my arm. Cheers.
Right?
Cheers.
So, with cooking 1,000 meals a day for other people, when you get home, what kinds of things do you cook? And you told me that you're becoming more and more plant-based yourself,
Oh yeah, I love plant-based food. That's my, one of my greatest joys and passions. In my personal dining, I eat a ton of plant-based, and I just think that it's such a movement to healthier living. And um, while I'm a caterer, so I cook everything for everybody, and I enjoy all kinds of food. I really think that we can do some delicious, wonderful things with plant-based food.
yeah. The other day I had a marinated grilled eggplant sandwich.
Yum.
No, with no cheese. It was absolutely delicious, and that was where was Fabricini's in
Oh, nice.
Tarzana. Yeah,
Well, I think that we are learning just so much more about how to make plant-based food taste good. So
yeah,
I think it's really fun. I mean, it's really fun, and it's the joy and um, to try and find things that are plant-based. And we did a book signing the other day, and I made the Lotus Kitchen cookie, and it's not only plant-based but it's gluten-free. And there were people in tears saying, "We haven't had a cookie for so long because we are gluten-free or we're plant-based." And so to find these things that are that work for everybody is just lovely. And most importantly to me, because I'm a chef, it has to be delicious. It has to taste good. It's not enough that it's plant based. It has to be good.
Neil reminded me there are many good vegan cheeses, and I've
True.
tried some of them, and some of them are quite good. I
Yeah.
was at a I was at the Natural Products Expo West, Annie's this year, and I tried a number of vegan cheeses. They're very good. Nobody's come up, to my knowledge, with um, uh, blue cheese, which is my favorite cheese.
Right. Right.
It, but we'll, who knows? Soon.
Well, there's some cheese recipes in the book. I think there's ricotta. I think that there is a couple different cheeses in the book, and I think that yeah, a blue cheese. I mean, maybe that's a challenge for me.
Yeah, that's a challenge for a food scientist. Okay,
Exactly.
these are starting to brown a little bit. The
Yeah,
garlic
that
has
looks good.
browned.
I think you're ready to roll to the next step.
Okay, so now we can add the other stuff.
Yeah,
What would
the
you
other
add
stuff.
first?
Give them a little saute, and then you can add your veg stock.
Okay, I've got, this is about 4 cups, whoa, of vegetable stock. One more. What, you know, I've been cooking. I'm a home cook, and while I follow a recipe, I also follow my own intuition, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. A recipe is like a plan. It's like a little map that you can go. I want to go a little right. I want to go a little left. You should, by all means, if you don't like as much garlic, don't put as much in. If you don't like something or you want to add something, I have different herbs growing in my garden that at times I'll be like, I'm adding lavender to everything. So
The- One of the herbs that's very popular is lavender. Did you just say that?
I
Uh,
did. Lavender is one of my favorite herbs, and I do like a lavender shortbread with lemon curd. That's delicious, and lavender is just a really delightful. It's really kind of earthy and delicious, and it smells fragrant, and it just adds loveliness. And they're using them a lot in cocktails too.
and there's some nutrition value.
Well, more medicinal than nutritional, but they're supposed to be very relaxing, help you relax. So like that's why they have a lot of lavender pillows, because you
I had
relax.
a lavender pillow once. I sneezed all night long.
That's
All right, so
not very relaxing.
we're letting this come up almost to a boil.
Yeah, I would add in all your other ingredients too. I don't see any reason why not. Let it all cook together.
Okay, I've got organic crushed tomatoes, and I
Beautiful.
put that in. I'm going to put in. This is a little. Um, it's 6 ounces of tomato paste, and I'm going to put in. It the recipe calls for like a quarter of a cup, but we like tomato. So I don't know how much we'll end up with. I think that's a good amount.
Perfect.
Gwen has said perfect to me several times, so I really like Gwen.
Now, see, if you look behind me, you see all these pots. These pots are full of vegetable stock because we make vegetable stock from all of the scraps of the vegetables we make here in our
Oh,
kitchen.
that's
So, think of all the
wow.
money we save by stuff that would not normally just get thrown away. So, what I recommend for home cooks is just to get a Tupperware or a glass container and just put all your scraps in it. And when it's full, make a little stock because you don't really have to do anything other than season it with salt and pepper, maybe throw some herbs in, let it do its thing, and then you've got stock. And you can freeze it too if you want.
So, so I took the onion apart. Okay, I took the dry part off and cut the ends off. I could have
Mm-hmm.
put that in a Tupperware container and saved it when I have celery and other vegetables, lettuce leaves.
Exactly.
Wow,
The
I didn't.
leaves, the pieces. We make so much vegetable stock because we do so many vegetables that we, have lots of lots of stuff, and it reduces waste, and it makes you feel good.
I am pouring out about a half a cup. I think I got it. Just under a half a cup of red lentils. I'm going to stir that up. Oops. And then we're going to add in some ground cumin. Cumin is one of my favorite seasonings.
Me too.
And it goes well with garlic. Grab it.
It sure does.
So the recipe calls for teaspoons, I think. I've got it closed. Do that. And then we also have some curry powder. And I'm using this is a yellow curry powder. I had a red. Should I use the red or the yellow?
They both would work nicely in that soup. So I think use what you have. I mean, that's the other thing. You don't want to not do a recipe because you're like, oh, I don't have, yellow curry. I only have red curry. It's like those things are kind of interchangeable, and you can discover all kinds of new things when you experiment.
Oh, does that smell good? I'm going to add just a little bit more of the cumin. Um, how did you get into cooking?
Well, I have three brothers, three older brothers, and I would get a lot of attention when I baked, especially. None of them would date me, by the way, because I had three older brothers, but they sure gave me attention when I baked something. So then I just started cooking in college. We made all these like amazing meals in our dorm because we couldn't afford to do the meal plan. So we had to do um, the we cooked in our room. We had a hot plate and a toaster oven. And then I got my first apartment and I was like, oh my gosh, think of what I can do in this space, the teeniest, tiniest apartment kitchen. But to me, it was paradise. And I just loved cooking. I just enjoy it. And I still love it. I mean, even though I do it for a living and I cook all the time, there's something magical about discovering something new, about creating a new recipe,
Yeah.
eating. I think if you love to eat, you should cook.
I think it's also a great way of communicating. So if a guy or woman, you're single and you see somebody that maybe you'd like to be with, invite them over for dinner. Make the soup. Make
Yeah,
us right.
you're ready to dance hard.
It's it worked for me. That's how I got Carol. I made her. I think I made you squid. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay. Now this is boiling, or just starting to boil.
I think you just turn it down and let it do its thing for a while.
Okay. So in a
But you,
moment we're going to taste this, but let's go over a couple of things. First of all, um, love to see the book, which I have here, the Plantastic Cookbook, almost 100 recipes. This is perfect for the holidays. You got Hanukkah coming up this week. You got Christmas in what, 2.5 weeks? Um, Great for anybody on your list who likes to cook, or if you have a friend who's vegan or vegetarian. There are a lot of recipes in here that they can incorporate. Um, is what we're making now gluten free?
it is indeed.
And
It
so
is
if you're,
gluten free. Yeah.
yeah, so if you have celiac disease or you just want to cut down on gluten, here's a recipe. You see how, I mean, I put this together in what, 12 minutes, and then you just let it simmer. Can this simmer for like an hour or so and it'll thicken up a little bit?
Yeah, ideally it would be probably about an hour or so because what happens with the red lentils is they kind of disintegrate. and they kind of get into this creamy, delicious goodness. So it ends up being quite thick and delicious and wonderful. So, but it's patience. I mean, that's what we teach the kids, right? It's like everybody wants it right away, and it's like cooking is patience. You have to be patient with your ingredients, with everything that you're doing.
I'm too old to have patience.
I don't believe that for a second.
I'm going to stir this up once. Now, and with the recipe that you've made, I could see how, and I'm just going to take a little bit right now.
You may want to
I can,
season it a bit with salt and pepper, but I think it's
and we can do, we'll do that. You know, if you give me the some pepper, please. Um, I, this is such an easy recipe. I mean, I literally opened what, 3 cans, a little twist of pepper on my own plate. Um, if you want to salt, I always buy salt free. Like the tomatoes had no salt in it,
good. That's good. You should get
and
as little salt, and then you can add your own, so you can control the amount of salt you have.
right. Okay, let's. Oh, Gwen. Now I'm waiting a second or two before I taste it. Have you ever heard of the hot mouth dance?
No, I don't think so.
It's if it's too hot, you dance to get you. So when we first started the show, I forgot about blowing on it and took a mouthful of very hot food. We were live, so I did the hot mouth dance.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, this is really good.
I think it'll even be better when the lentils are a little more cooked and a little
Yeah,
more
the lentils are a little
stay
still a little
forward.
crunchy. Mm,
Yeah.
easy, fast. It's not that spicy, and you could I guess you can put cayenne in if you want, or
Sure. That's the dance. That's that's the music. You learn the basics and then you just riff away and you just add anything you want. If you like it spicier, you can make it spicier. I mean, it's just a real wonderful, wonderful, easy soup. Yeah.
Carol is telling me in sign language, kind of in language of love, that the aroma of this is just phenomenal. Let's take one last shot at it.
Oh, beautiful. That looks great.
That's going to be great dinner. And uh, what we're going to do is we're going to have a salad. I think with the tarragon dressing. I think, uh, and um, and a loaf of either sourdough baguette or French baguette, and that'll be dinner. This is fabulous. So again, the book, and the book is right here. It's called the Plantastic Cookbook, and yes, Delight Publications is a. If you're gluten free, take a look at Delight magazine. It's for gluten free people. Um, will you come back? Did you have a good time?
Me? Of course
You,
I would come back.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. Anytime you want to play with a recipe, I'd love it.
All right. Well, we're going to have another recipe from Gwen maybe in February,
Oh, that would
and
be awesome.
okay, we'll do that. And I'm going to put
Great.
that on my Mark Allen Cook's um, calendar. Gwen, hold on. Thank you very much for coming. And again, everybody, the Plantastic Cookbook. It's a great gift. Right now, it's Hanukkah and Christmas, Kwanzaa. Um, but New Year's is coming up. I'm trying to think. Valentine's Day, even
Earth Day.
Earth Day, St. Patty's Day. This would be great,
Ah, yes.
right?
Nice Irish girl.
Yes, and Thank you. So, Gwen, hold on. Don't go away.
Okie
I'm
dokie.
going to tell everybody what we're going to do next week. I don't know. We have a chef who's been on before from New Orleans, and we're going to do a healthy New Orleans dish with Chef Barbara. Um, with Chef Barbara. She changed her name on me, so I can't. Blank. Chef Barbara Blank. So she'll be up next week. Blank. I blanked out on blank. And she'll be on next week. So we thank you very much for watching. Happy holidays if your holiday is beginning this week. And again, peace, love, happiness for the whole world. We'll see you later next time. Bye bye for now. Hold on.